Hi everybody, welcome back to Chair Yoga with Anna here at PCSNM, our church of wellness where we come together to feel good, spend a little time together for some movement and some meditation and maybe some shaking today. So I'm going to bring in a little bit of movement and you do what you can. And the reason I'm bringing this in is because our energy changes every day. And so there are things that can happen from traveling from your house to here, or taking the kids to school, or taking them to camp. Lots of things that happen on the way or at home. And these things can rile up our energy. We can get mad at someone that cuts us off. So this is a really good way, and maybe this will be a little exaggerated in class, but it is something that you can do at home to kind of just shake. If you have kids, shake the sillies out. Very, very similar. So we'll do it seated and we'll do a little bit standing, okay? So it's really nice to do with music, but we can just listen to the music. Okay, so, but first let's ground in and let's place our feet nicely on the ground, on the floor, making sure that you have a chair, comfortable chair to sit on. And I'll get us into meditation after, but let's just sit up nice and tall. And close our eyes, take a deep breath in and out. Just 3 deep breaths. One more round. All right. So let's open our eyes and we're going to begin. So we're going to start with the left leg. So we're just going to shake that leg just however it's comfortable, shaking the ankles, the toes, wiggling the toes. And this is really fun to do with your kids, obviously with music, but it's also comfortable to do in private like we're doing here. And then we're going to shake the other leg. Shake down to the ankle, down to the toes. Shaking it out. And then we're going to move the shoulders to get into the torso. So I know this looks kind of silly, but you're going to do the shimmy. And we're going to down to the arms. Down to the arms. Don't worry, I'll bring the shimmy back. And then we're going to lift our arms up, shake it, shake it, shake it, down to the fingers. And then if it's comfortable, maybe just shaking the head a little bit as you continue to shake the arms, shake the shoulders. Little shimmy, 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 shimmy. Shake the shoulders. Okay, shake the arms. Now everything. Shake everything. Shake them down. Shake it down like you're shaking stuff off. You're shaking all this stuff off your body. Okay? And if you can stand up, you can shake it off. Shake it off. And if you're standing with me, let's do a little kind of like jumping in place, like just kind of bouncing on the tops of your toes a little bit, bringing the heels down. Let your arms loose. Let your arms loose and just bring the bounce in. Bounce, 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 bounce. And that also lets go of the energy. Okay. Shake the arms up. Bring them back down. Little shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. All right, we do this Soul Saturdays and just shake and how it feels good. Okay, so this is where it gets a little. You got to shake the bum, okay? Shake the butt, shake the butt, shake the butt, shake the butt. Am I going to shake my butt on camera? Okay, I'll shake my butt on camera. And shake it, shake it, shake it, because it's every part of the body, right? All right, and then let's go back to bouncing. Bounce, 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 bounce. And that's why I say it's fun for the kids, because they love to shake everything. So you could do this with the kids together. And then we're going to come back to center. And then let's come into Dadasana, mountain pose. And then just standing with your feet aligned, toes pointing forward. And just take a moment here to notice. Closing your eyes or softening your gaze. Heart rate is up. It's a bit of energy flow through the body that we have released, and you could still feel the buzz. And you can comment on the comments and feedback and let me know if you did feel anything, or shook anything off, feel free to let me know how that was for you. All right, so a little bit of energize, a little bit of letting go. We're going to come back to our seat. Whew, and let's take a deep breath in together. Now let's sigh it out. Let's do one more time. Out. So, I will be working today on releasing this energy through our movement and just our little bouncy and shaking the sillies out. It all seems very, very silly, but it's actually very important because let's sit in Tadasana, because it's important not to hold on to those kind of energies in our body. Those angry vibrations or just things that kind of jolt us. Things like that stay in our body, and they can come out in little negative ways. And so this is one way that we can just release those things within our energetic points in our body. So standing in Tadasana. From here, we're going to inhale, arms come up. Let's bring the palms together, and then let's exhale, bring them down to heart center. We're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale, palms rise together. Flip the palms, exhale, press everything away. Now remember, we're here to do this together, but listen to your bodies. Inhale, palms come together, and exhale, coming down to heart center. So we listen to our bodies. If there's anything uncomfortable, please take it easy on yourself and practice with compassion. And also, if there's anything painful going on in the body, just coming to a place of ease with yourself in addition to compassion and doing what you can. And even going into a partial posture, you're in the posture. So don't fret. We are in this together, and we are here to be positive and bring up our vibrations, and this is a wonderful way for us to do this. Let's inhale, arms come up again. This time, let's flip the palms and press everything away. Beautiful. Inhale, left arm rises. Let's reach over that left ear, and then float it back down. Right arm floats up over the right ear on the inhale, and exhale. Let's bring it down. All right, so let's get on our bouncy toes. Lift the heels and press into the toes. And then let's place the heels down, lift the toes. So remember, we're lifting the toes. So you want the foot to stay grounded, which means, and let me just stop here for a second. Relax your feet. So when I talk about grounding the feet, if you visualize the flat of your foot, you can visualize it 2 ways. 4 points. These 4 points would ground, or you can look at it like a triangle. 1, 2, 3 points. The 3rd point is on the heel. So the whole foot is grounding, and only the toes are lifting. So it's a little bit of a practice sometimes, because we're so used to lifting the foot from the ankle. So this is why we do it, because it's a way that we are coordinating our mind to work with our body. So we'll try that again. And hold on, I'm going to back up just a little bit. Let's lift the heels. And then exhale, bring the heels down, ground the foot in, and just lift the toes. Yes. And if they don't go too high, that's okay. If they go very high, great too. Everyone's different. And then place the toes down, lift the heels. And then place the heels down, lift the toes. Very good. And then place the toes down, lift the heels. This time really press into those toes. And then place the heels down. Let's lift the toes, then let's spread the toes. So imagine you have a little weave of fabric or something in between the toes, separating, or like if you're getting a pedicure, those little sponges they put between your toes. And then with the toes spread, place them down on the ground. Notice how grippy your foot feels when you spread the toes and place the toes down, grounding the foot in. Now, let's pretend we're grabbing a little pencil with our toes and squeeze the toes to grab the little pencil. So it's a good exercise that we don't do too often, but this alleviates cramping in the feet. It loosens the fascia, it loosens the muscles and all the little tidbits in our feet. Okay, so we can relax here. Let's get into our left ankle joint. Little circular movement there. Bring that foot back. Let's do the right side. And then bring that back. Let's bring that left knee towards our chest. And then while we're here, let's flex the foot, point the foot, and then rotate the foot. And then let's release. Bring that right knee towards the chest, and it doesn't have to be very high. Just could be just lifting the leg and supporting it. Let's point, flex the foot, point the foot, and then rotate. And then let's bring that back. Beautiful. Let's inhale, arms rise. Exhale, release. Press the walls away. And then let's reach back. Let's have the palms face each other. Open up the chest. Sitting up nice and tall. Feel that golden thread up at the top of the crown. Reach up towards the heavens. And feel your chest press forward. So you should feel that stretch right in this area. All right, so from here, loosen up, lower the shoulders, roll the shoulders back. And relax by your side. From here, let's do to support our pelvic bowl. And I usually like to place my thumbs right at the hip crease. And the reason I do that is visual and the sensation it feels like when I press my thumb down and lengthen through the crown at the same time. Pull the navel in. Take a nice deep breath in, and then on the exhale, let's begin to rotate. Any direction is fine. We'll get to both. One more circle around. And then we're going to come back to center. Realign ourselves to inhale, lengthen, press the thumbs down. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, we go the opposite direction. Two more. And then let's come back to center, sitting up nice and tall, hands on the lap. Let's bring that left shoulder back, take the gaze with it. And then I have company here, so I'm smiling at my company. Come back to center, and then take it over to the right side. Shoulder back, and take the gaze with it. Come back to center. Beautiful. From here, let's take that left ear to the left shoulder. If your neck is tight, you feel this. We carry a lot of stress on our shoulders as well. And then come back to center. Bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. So you know that you can do this sitting in a car. Anytime that you just want to take a break. If you want me to get really funny, you could do it sitting on a toilet. Come back to center, take it over to the right to the left side. Oh, this is what yoga does. Come back to center, keeping the vibration high, takes it over to the right side. And then come back to center. Beautiful. So we're going to start to rotate the neck. So let's bring the gaze over to the left side. Bring the nose down towards the shoulder. And then let's bring the nose across the chest. And we come all the way up to the right side. Then let's drop the nose, bring it across the chest again. And coming up to the left side. And let's do that again. Bring the nose down, across the chest, all the way back up, and then come back to center. That's a relaxing sit, yeah? Anywhere. On a stool, as I mentioned before, on the couch, in the car. Inhale, arms come up, because we sit a lot. Exhale. Imagine how much we sit. All right, let's sweep the arms up. Flip the palms, exhale. And then sweep the arms back. Open the chest, bring the shoulders back. Really feel the shoulders, the shoulder blades kiss. And then relax the shoulders and roll the shoulders back. All right, warming up the spine. Place our hands in our lap, sitting up nice and tall. We can do these. Let's press. So literally, take the gaze up. On the exhale, round the spine, shoulders move forward. So literally you can, and then inhale, press forward. Practice this almost anywhere. And then bring the chin down towards the chest, round the spine, tuck the tail. Inhale, press the chest forward, take the gaze up, bring the shoulders back. Exhale, chin moves towards the chest. Tail tucks, rounding the spine. Continue this movement back and forth. And then if there's any kind of discomfort here, you don't have to round the spine here. You can keep your neck and spine aligned and just kind of move gently back and forth. So if there's any type of osteoporosis going on, you don't want to curve the spine, over curve or over round the spine. You want to keep your spine aligned, be gentle. Okay, come back to center. Beautiful. Let's inhale, arms up. Take a nice deep breath. Flip the palms and let it all go. Beautiful. Let's take our arms across over here, shoulder height. And then from here, let's bring our hands, our palms to face forward. We're going to bring our hands behind our head to nestle the neck into the hands, or the base of the skull into your palms. And then from here, let's take an inhale and bring those elbows out. So really open up the chest here. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring the elbows closer together, just as much as it's comfortable. Inhale, elbows come out and expand, and exhale, bring the elbows closer together. Take your time. Inhale, bring the elbows out. Yes, great job. Nice. And then one more time, bring them closer together. Let's expand them out one more time and release the hands. Float the arms back down. And this time, let's just shake them loose. All right. How's everybody doing? Good? All right. All right, so from here, let's do our first forward fold today. Now, I brought my blanket. If there's any type of discomfort going forward, and it feels uncomfortable to do this by placing something on the lap, like a blanket or a pillow, you can just come down like this. Okay, so if there's any kind of discomfort, place something on your lap to lessen the forward fold. Let's inhale, arms come up. It's going to be very slow. Arms parallel to the ears. Let your palms face each other. From here, let's take the gaze up and reach back. And on the exhale, let's swan dive down. Let's flip the palms, come all the way down. Slowly take your time. Bring the arms down. Loosen the neck. And we can ragdoll here if that feels good. We can grab elbow to elbow. We can also grab bicep to bicep and rest our forehead on our forearm. So all depends on what you want to feel and how it feels for you. Most importantly, it's important to just loosen the neck. Let that tension go. Let it go somewhere else. Release the arms here. Coming into our half lift, let's place our palms on our shins. Lift the chest, and to keep the spine and neck aligned, we're going to slightly tuck the chin. Bring the hands to the lap, coming up all the way to sitting. Tuck the elbows close to the body, and we lift the chest, coming all the way back up. All right, let's do that again. Inhale, arms come up just a little bit faster. Take a look at the palms, and let's reach back. Flip the palms, let's swan dive down to our forward fold. Release the neck. Inhale for your half lift. Hands on the shins, lifting the chest, shoulders away from the ears, and then gently placing the hands on the lap, tucking the elbows close to the body. So just so you know, tucking, so these are like my chicken arms when they're out here. And when they're out here, they have a tendency to round the shoulders forward. So when to the body, it opens up the collarbones, presses my shoulders back, and creates more space to breathe. And that's what we need. Let's inhale, arms come up. Look, the palms reach back. Exhale, let's swan dive down. Inhale for your half lift. And then gently coming back to seated. Let's inhale, arms up again. This time, flipping the palms, let's bring our hands underneath that left thigh. Gently bring that knee towards the chest. And then let's extend that leg out, flex the foot. Bring it back. One more time, extend out. And let's bring it back to the floor. Let's inhale, arms come up. And exhale, flip the palms. Let's support the right side. Bring the knee towards the chest. Gently press out, flex the foot, bring it back in, and then gently press the foot back out again. Bring it back one more time, and then let's release. So one of the things that I did want to mention that I forgot to mention at the beginning, if your height is, if you're short and your feet are hanging off the chair or they're not grounding, and I think I've mentioned this in previous classes before, 2 blocks or books to raise the height so your feet stay grounded. So super important when we say ground the feet in to feel that safety underneath the feet. So, and it also makes it more comfortable for you. All right, let's inhale, arms come up. And exhale, let everything go. Hands to the thighs. Let's bring that left shoulder back. Let the gaze follow. Bring it back to center. Right shoulder comes back. Gaze follows. And then come back to center. Beautiful. From here, let's heel toe out. And we're going to bend that left elbow onto the left thigh. Let's reach out with our right palm down. And then we begin to extend on the inhale, that arm forward and over that right ear. So take that gaze straight ahead or take it up towards the bicep. If you want to take it a little further, you can extend that left arm out. Holding here for a moment for a breath. And then let's bring that arm back. Gently float that right arm back and come back to seated center. Bend that right arm onto the right thigh. And then let's extend that left hand out, left arm, palm down. Inhale and begin to move that arm up and over that left ear. From here, take the gaze forward or up. And then gently flip the palm of the left hand, float it back down, and then we come back to center. Beautiful. From here, inhale, lengthen. Take a hinge forward. Tuck the elbows close to the body. Tuck the chin slightly to keep the neck and spine aligned. Bring the shoulders away from the ears, broaden the chest. And then gently come back to seated, sitting up nice and tall, and then heel toe your feet back. All right, we're going to ground in and stand. Do a little standing balances. Let's do tree pose. tree pose on the left side. So, and by the left side, I mean we'll shift our weight over to the left leg. So let's align ourselves. Feet are about hip distance apart. Let's bring our hands to heart center. And we're going to shift our weight over to the left leg. So just making sure that we pick a spot in front of us that isn't moving. So our gaze is on a fixed point in front of us. And this helps work on our focus and our balance. So when we're ready and have that nice strong standing leg, you're pulling up the quad. Foot is nice and grounded like an elephant foot. Let's kickstand that right foot onto the ankle. Okay. From here, it's okay to ground the feet into the ground the toes to feel that balance. Or if you're balanced on that one leg, you can lift the toes off the ground and place it on the ankle. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, we can bring the foot onto the calf. Inhale, length through the crown. Pull the navel in. When you have your balance, reach for your tree. Expand your branches. Beautiful. And from here we can wave the branches. So it's okay to wobble out. We all wobble out. You just get back in. It's just practice. It's just yoga. If your foot Charlie horses, I recommend that you get out of the pose. So let's release. Let's inhale our arms up and exhale. And next week, I'm going to bring balls. So just a warning, I'm going to bring balls next week, and we're going to take care of those Charlie horses underneath the feet. So know what to expect next week. Okay, so we're going to shift onto the right side. Bring our hands to heart center once again and focus forward. You got this. Let's kickstand the left foot onto the ankle. Okay, when you have your balance, you can lift the foot up or keep the toes on the ground. When you have your balance, let's reach up. Let's expand. Let's play with the movement. And this challenges our balance. And it's okay to hold on to the chair. It's okay to hold on to the wall. Okay, so from here, let's bring our hands back to temple. And don't think I don't wobble out. I wobble out too. Let's bring our hands to heart center and then release. All right. So from here, let's stand behind our chair and let's get into downward facing dog. Let's give our back a nice stretch. Next week, I'll show you guys another little trick when it comes to tree. We'll use a block. So I'm going to incorporate a block into tree to show you how we can lift the foot and still feel the toes grounded. So you still can play with the balance, but have the foot opening up the hip a little bit higher just with the help of a block. All right, so downward facing dog. Let's hold on to the back of the chair. Let's take a few steps back. Keep your feet about hip distance apart. And then we begin to shift the hips back, bring our head down, parallel the ears to the biceps. Soften the knees here a little bit. So you're not hyperextending the knees. You want to soften the knees. Gaze is towards the heels. Pull the navel in. Reach forward. Bring the shoulders into their sockets. And then gently shift the hips back. Feel that stretch from the upper shoulders, mid-back to low back. And then gently, let's walk towards the back of the chair, coming back to standing and coming into Dadasana. So one of the things we're going to practice here, because you're probably asking yourself, what does bring the shoulders back into their sockets mean? So we're going to lift the arms up parallel to the ears. And I'm going to show you. Let's reach up. And then we're going to bring our arms back into the shoulders back into their sockets. You see how my shoulders dropped? Reach. So pretend we're reaching in downward facing dog. Now bring the arms into their sockets. Okay, shoulders into their sockets. Reach and soften. Reach and soften. Flip the palms. And that's what that feels like. Roll the shoulders. Now let's practice with downward facing dog. Let's take a few steps back. Set yourself up in alignment. Feet are nice and parallel to each other. Let's shift the hips back. Head comes parallel to the biceps. We're reaching forward and shifting the hips back. Now we're going to bring the shoulders into their sockets. You see how I just shifted? I'm going to reach again. And then I'm going to bring the shoulders into their sockets. Now, when you feel this, the inner elbows are facing each other. So it mimics downward facing dog on the floor. Gently begin to walk forward, back in front of the chair. Beautiful. Tadasana. Let's open up the chest. Palms face forward. So we're going to set up into Tadasana, and I'm going to do a little explaining here. So stand up nice and tall. Shoulders are back. Open up the chest. Palms facing forward. So from the ground up, feel your feet ground. So all 4 points or 3 points in the feet ground in. Pull the quads up. If you don't have a knee replacement, you'll feel your kneecaps lift when you pull the quads up. Okay, so if you have a knee replacement, you're not going to feel that, but you're going to be able to engage the quad. Okay, from here, notice, bring the awareness down to the instep of your foot, so the arch. As you ground your feet, lift the arch. So that arch feels like it's coming up this way. When that happens and you lift your quads, your glutes are going to slide down. So you're going to feel that slide down. Pull the navel in. Slightly tuck the chin. Feel the lift in the crown. And we're growing much taller. If we keep doing this for the next few years, we're not going to shrink. All right, so from here, let's release. Let's swing our arms. Little sway back and forth. And then from here, take a step out, and we're going to reach. Okay, so we're going to reach out one way across the body. And then let's come back to center. Bring the feet closer together. And then let's come back to our seat so we can do a little hip opener here. Let's do a pigeon pose, seated pigeon pose. So there's couple ways you can do this depending on what's going on with your body and your mobility. So and you're going to know. So one of the first positions we can do is to bring that left foot over the ankle and just keeping that foot flexed. Okay, so you're just even though you're flexing the foot, you're still relaxing the upper thigh and letting that knee fall open. So that's opening up the hip this way. Okay, and everything stays aligned. Now, some people, it's uncomfortable, but this is more comfortable, crossing the leg. So this is just a different position. Same foot. And let's bring that ankle over to the thigh. So this is the final position that's going to continue to open up the hip. Let's flex the foot here. We can rest our hands on our inner knee, inner ankle, tuck the elbows close to the body. So you're going to start to feel any micro movements in this posture you will feel. Let's inhale, lengthen through the crown. Pull the navel in, shoulders are back. And then exhale, begin to hinge slowly at the hips, keeping the spine from rounding. Once you start to feel the spine round, stop there. pull the navel in, take a deep breath. Exhale, maybe melt into it a little bit more, hinging a little bit more. So I have to look up so I can observe my students or look at the camera. But I don't want you to look at me, because if you look at me, you're kinking your neck. So you want to keep the gaze down in front of your feet, maybe like about a foot or so, depending on how you're aligning your neck and your spine. So you're slightly tucking the chin, not all the way. You're not doing a throat lock. You're just slightly tucking it in. And then gently begin to come out of it, slowly, and release the leg. Let's do the other side. Right leg on top of the left thigh, placing the hand on the inner ankle, inner knee. Inhale, lengthen, tuck the elbows close to the body, pull the navel in, and on the exhale, we hinge slowly and compassionately as we start to feel some loud sensations in our outer hips, outer thigh. Taking another deep breath. And then maybe melting in a little bit more. And notice just the little micro adjustments. Let's say you pull your navel in, that'll change the sensation. If you move the elbows closer to the body, that'll change the sensation. Shoulders away from the ears as well. And even lengthening the spine will change the sensations. Let's begin to come back up slowly. And then let's release. We're going to inhale that arm, the left arm up and across the body to the right knee. And then let's bring that right hand either to the side of the chair to support us lengthening our spine. Gaze is forward. So I want you looking at me. Gaze is forward, pull the navel in, shoulders are back, and then we take that twist over to the right side. So once we're on the right side, if we want to take that twist a little bit deeper, we can take that right arm back, and then have a little resistance here where we can actually take the gaze a little further back. And then gently, slowly begin to unwind, and head comes back last. Other side. Right arm comes up and across the body to the left knee. Supporting the posture with your right hand on the chair. Inhale, lengthen, pull the navel in. Take a smile at me. And then let's take the twist over to the left side. And once we're there, bringing that left arm, if that's accessible to you or feels good, to bring that left arm back, hooking it onto the back of the chair if that's available to you, and then taking that gaze further over the shoulder. Breathing normally. And then let's release, come all the way back to center. And we'll set up for our final Shavasana. So let's take a deep breath in and let it out. And if you feel like yawning, go ahead and yawn. As we know, that is a wonderful release. All right. So as you sit in Shavasana, I will read to you some affirmations. And you don't have to repeat after me. I'm just going to read them to you, and as I read them to you, you will absorb them. So let's sit and ground in. Sitting up nice and tall, softening our gaze or closing our eyes. And then noticing if your posture is, if you're leaning against the chair or leaning forward, you want to bring the shoulders stacked over the hips. And then take a notice at your sits bones, or the two pelvic points. You can move your hips back and forth like I'm doing here, just kind of shifting one back and then shifting the other back and then settling in. Coming back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Taking those nice deep inhales. And on the exhale, softening the shoulders, letting them relax and letting go of what no longer serves. As we shift into our Shavasana, just feeling our legs ground in, let your quads or your thighs melt into the chair. And notice if you feel any tension anywhere, and bring the breath to those spaces. Notice if there's any tension in the jaw, and releasing the jaw, maybe curving the two corners of your mouth into a smile. Relaxing the tongue in the mouth. Letting your cheeks relax. Removing any lines in the brow, relaxing the brow. And going into a deep state of relaxation where we absorb all of the benefits of this beautiful practice that brings us together. Enjoy your Shavasana. And as you keep your eyes closed, I will read our affirmations. I am full of gratitude. I am present. I am safe. I am enough. I choose to send love. I am resilient. I am worthy. I am kind to myself and others. I attract love. I am confident and value myself. I accept myself with love, respect, and appreciation. I am strong. I am loved. I love myself. I honor my boundaries. I have everything I need. I let go of limiting beliefs and choose to trust myself. I grow with every challenge. I choose to vibrate high. I am creative. I am love. I am here. Begin to bring awareness back into the body by wiggling your toes and your fingers and keeping your eyes closed. When you're ready, bringing your hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra. And I welcome you to join me with our prayer hands, bringing them up to our third eye as a reminder to think kind thoughts. In front of our lips as a reminder to speak kind words. And back down in front of our hearts as a reminder to live life full of love, joy, and grace. It is my honor to be here with you to guide your practice today. I am completely honored. From my heart to yours, thank you for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you next week. Namaste.
Thank you, Anna.
My pleasure.